Hey everyone, welcome back to Jungkook fans. What if I told you that Jeon Jungkook just achieved something no artist in the world has ever done before, not once, but across completely different moments in his career, something so rare that it's quietly rewriting music history right in front of us? From dominating global charts as a solo artist to rising again at the very top with BTS, this isn't just success, it's a pattern, a legacy in motion, and today, we're diving deep into how Jungkook reached a level that feels almost untouchable. Some moments in music don't just pass by, they stay, they echo, and they quietly rewrite history. And right now, Jeon Jungkook is at the center of one of those moments. Not with noise, not with controversy, but with something far more powerful: consistency, impact, and a level of dominance that's becoming impossible to ignore. For years, global charts have been a battlefield where only a few names manage to survive at the top. Trends shift, audiences move on, and even the biggest hits eventually fade. But Jungkook's trajectory feels different. It's not just about one song, it's about a pattern that's now turning into something historic. Back in 2023, when 7 was released, it didn't just perform well, it exploded. The song quickly climbed to the top, capturing global attention and securing its place as one of the most streamed tracks of the year on Spotify. At the time, many saw it as a massive solo breakthrough, a defining moment that proved Jungkook could stand alone at the very top of the industry. But what's happening now takes that story to a completely different level. Fast forward to 2026 and once again, the #1 spot is being associated with his name. This time, not as a solo artist, but as part of BTS. The contrast is striking, yet somehow perfectly aligned. Two different roles, two different moments, but the same outcome: global domination. And this is where things become truly rare. In an industry where artists often struggle to balance solo careers and group identities, Jungkook is doing something almost unheard of. He's not choosing one path over the other, he's conquering both. As a soloist, he commands attention. As a group member, he amplifies a legacy. And together, these achievements are building a narrative that feels bigger than just charts or numbers. It's about presence, influence, and timing. Because reaching #1 once can be luck, twice can be strategy, but doing it across different identities, in different eras, and still maintaining global impact, that's something else entirely. That's the kind of achievement that makes people stop and ask, how is this even possible? Fans around the world have started to notice this pattern more clearly now. What once felt like separate victories are beginning to connect, forming a bigger picture. A story of an artist who isn't just participating in the global music scene but actively shaping it. And maybe that's the most fascinating part of all. There's no dramatic announcement, no loud declaration claiming history has been made. Instead, it's happening quietly, almost subtly through streams, rankings, and moments that speak for themselves. One song leads to another, one achievement builds on the last, and before anyone fully realizes it, something unprecedented has already taken place. Jungkook isn't just following the path of global pop success, he's redefining what that path looks like. And when you look even closer, the scale of what's happening becomes even more surreal. This isn't just about topping charts, it's about how consistently Jungkook manages to connect with listeners across completely different audiences. Casual listeners, dedicated fans, even people who don't usually follow K-pop. They're all being pulled into the same orbit. That kind of reach isn't easy to build and even harder to maintain. What makes this moment even more compelling is the timing. The global music industry today moves faster than ever, trends rise and fall in a matter of days. Viral hits come and go, and yet, Jungkook's presence doesn't feel temporary. It feels stable, almost inevitable, like no matter how the landscape changes, his name somehow finds its way back to the top. There's also something deeper behind these numbers, something you can't fully measure with streams or rankings alone. It's the sense of trust that listeners have built with him over time. Every release carries a certain expectation not just of quality, but of impact. And somehow, he keeps meeting it, again and again. And then there's the duality of it all. On one side, you have Jungkook as a solo artist, refined, focused, and exploring his own musical identity. On the other, you have him as part of BTS, a group that has already defined an era in global music. Most artists would find it challenging to balance these two worlds, to give equal weight to both without losing momentum. But Jungkook seems to move between them effortlessly, as if both sides are simply extensions of the same story. It also raises an interesting question: is this just the peak, or is it only the beginning of something even bigger? Because if history has shown anything, it's that moments like this often signal a shift. A transition into a new phase where the rules start to change, where the definition of global success expands, and new standards are quietly set. And right now, Jungkook appears to be right at the center of that shift. People aren't just watching anymore, they're anticipating, waiting to see what comes next, wondering how far this trajectory can go. And perhaps the most exciting part is that there's no clear limit in sight. No boundaries, no fixed expectations, just momentum. And as that momentum continues to build, one thing becomes harder and harder to deny. This isn't just another chapter in Jungkook's career. This is the kind of run that defines an era. So what do you think? Is this just another milestone, or are we witnessing the beginning of a whole new era for Jungkook? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Jungkook Fans, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next update, because trust me, this story is far from over.